So it turns out we're not that great at resting. So I had a completely different video planned for today, and I'm still working on getting that out. I have just a couple finishing touches, and you can look forward to seeing that later this week. But today was a crazy day, and I thought I'd share with you some of the mishaps we had along the way on a day declared as a resting day here on the ranch. So here on the ranch, we don't have regular 5-day business days. The animals have to be fed every day. So we started early this morning with feeding the animals, collecting eggs, taking the blankets off the horses because it got warm today, and just checking out everyone and making sure everything was okay. And then we declared it a day of resting. So we would set aside time, fill up our tanks because we've been working really hard on some exciting projects. I'm waiting to share with you guys just a little bit so I can put some videos out about that. But we have been working super hard here. We literally haven't had a chance to sit down. I've had one chance to edit this video that I had planned for today. And we've been working outside non-stop in the sunshine we've been having lately to try and beat the rains that are coming later this week. So after declaring it a resting day, Mom and I took the little guys out and we went on a warm sunny walk down at a local park, and they got to ride their bikes, and it was super relaxing and nice to just have some time to unwind after a busy week. But you know what? Turns out homesteaders are not great at resting. Our day was such a bumble of a day. I thought I'd go ahead and tell you guys about it. It's actually pretty late tonight. It's already almost 10 o'clock. But instead of typing this all out on our new Facebook page, I thought I would go ahead and share it here with you all, because it was just too great of a story to be writing out. So after our pleasant walk in the sunshine, we came home. The little guys went down for their nap, which they had a great big nap today, which was super great. It's almost like a Sunday morning thing, so it's actually Monday today. But you know how Sunday after church everybody takes a great nap? That's what it felt like. So after the little boys were laid down, we went ahead and we had a team meeting outside on the patio. We have these team meetings about once a week where we look at all the goals that we have, what we want to do next on the homestead, and what we can accomplish in that week to move forward towards those goals so that we know we're staying on time. We also look at the timelines for garden schedules and stuff like that, so that way we know we're not falling behind in any of the spring planning that's happening very fast. We have a steep learning curve ahead. We have a steep learning curve ahead of us, but we're excited to take the leap into our homesteading journey and bring you guys along with us too. So, after our team meeting, we found out that we were going to need a trip to the local MFA to be able to get all the shavings and stuff like that we would need for the week to be able to get all our things done before the big rains come this weekend. So the guys volunteered to go and do that. They hooked up the trailer and out they went to go get just a couple things at MFA. So just a couple things happened to be 17 bags of shavings and 50-pound feed sacks and a couple other odds and ends in the hardware section, but we're all set up now. We should be able to just be working on the ranch and not having to worry about going and taking errands later this week, so that way we'll be most efficient in our time spent here. While the guys were gone, the rest of us decided to sit down and pursue our newest favorite pastime, which is researching all the local farmers and homesteaders in our area, or anybody doing what we're looking into getting started with this spring, and digging every ounce of wisdom and knowledge that they have in those videos. Combined, we've spent hours on YouTube learning and falling in love with all these different homesteaders and winning different bits of knowledge from everybody. But today was a resting day, so I wasn't going to edit the video. I was going to go ahead and do that this evening if I had extra time, and I would get to that in a bit, but we were just going to relax. And we had snacks. We had popcorns and peanuts to watch our YouTube videos, so it was definitely resting. But after that, the guys got home, they unloaded everything, put the trailer away, and came inside, and we decided to go check on the pool. After the great snowpocalypse that had come through earlier in February, our pool just hasn't recovered. We heat it through a fireplace that the pipes get pumped through from the pool filter out underground to a big wood burning fireplace thing. I'm not the expert on that, but we're going to do a video with that featuring the guys in the family, and they can explain a little bit more about that a different day. But it goes out to this big wood burning fiery thing where the guys build a fire in, and it gets pumped around through there and comes back inside, and it heats up the pool. So we went ahead and we checked on the pool because the temperatures got so cold in those snaps. We were just working on keeping the pipes from not freezing instead of heating it to be able to swim in it. When it's -10 outside, you're not so much worried about keeping the pool up to 90. It's just going to be, don't let it freeze, which it didn't. None of the pipes froze in the pool room, which we were very thankful for. But now we're ready to swim again. It's warm outside, so we're getting that pumped through. So after checking on it, we decided it'd be a couple more days before we get to swim in it. And then Mom decided to go and lay down, take a quick nap before dinner got started and all that got going. And I was hanging out in the pool room for a bit more. The little guys were gonna maybe swim, but they decided not to. And so I went ahead and I was checking our seedlings that we have out there and just sort of sitting in the quiet when I looked over and realized that our chick brooder, the chicks that we have in the pool room, like I mentioned before, works really great. We can have their heat lamp pretty much almost off of them by now because it's so warm in the pool room. But we haven't put a screened top on the chicken coop yet. They were still just an open cardboard box, which hadn't been a problem yet because the roosters that were in there hadn't really started wanting to perch on anything, and the hens were just more worried about huddling together and snuggling. But while I was out there today, one of those roosters, sure enough, it figured out how to hop up onto the top of that big box, and it was perching on the side. Now, one note that's bad because we don't want loose birds all over the place pooping in our pool room. 2, the pool room only has like the rolled out bubble thingy to keep the heat in, and they could very easily get in that crack, and we could have little chick suicides if we didn't catch that in time. Which we knew we would have to put a cover on it, but I hadn't gotten to that yet because they were still tiny babies. But sure enough, they figured that out today. Everybody's safe, by the way. All the chicks are very safe. I got it just in time. Put them back inside the box and closed their lid for a bit while we solved the problem of finding some netting and putting it over the top. So came inside in the house looking for Ryan to help track down a netting source and fix all that. But I peeked my head in and Mom woke up and she said, "Well, what's the matter?" And I told her that the chicks were flying out. We ran out to go check on the chicks, and turns out Ryan was in the backwoods, and he didn't know about the situation for a while. But somebody stayed inside the pool room with the chicks to make sure they didn't get out while they were waiting for their top. Mom and I went out to the barn Luckily, the past owners left a lot of different kinds of like 4-foot horse fencing and chicken wire and all sorts of different rolls of wire. So we were able to find one that worked. So we hauled in a roll of wire into the pool room, and Dad was watching our littlest baby brother. Mason is 5 months old now, so he still needs a helper all the time. So we took Mason. Dad went to go get wire clippers, but it turns out one of our big projects this week happened to break our wire cutters just yesterday. So we weren't able to use the wire cutters, so we had to go and find a secondary option. We tried some power tools, we tried a different kind of wire cutters. None of it would cut this regular horse fencing, basically. Nothing would cut it. So we couldn't use the whole wire, like the whole roll of it. It was like a 20-foot roll that would just kind of, rolled up. And so, so Dad went ahead, he started working on that. He finally got the wire cut. And by then, it was time to start dinner. So much for this day of resting, right? So, after the chicks almost escaped, and we checked on the plants, then came inside and started dinner. Mason was fussy again, so us girls worked on holding the baby, making dinner, and then we had these strawberries that we had gotten at the store and frozen. And because of the pandemic last year and Mom was pregnant with Mason, we weren't able to make strawberry jam like we usually do in the spring. And so this year we'd just been saving up bags of frozen strawberries, knowing that when we had time we could make the jam. So we had had this bag of strawberries sitting in our fridge now for several days. And so if we let it go any more days, it was truly going to start growing something white and fuzzy in the back of the fridge. So instead of turning that into compost, while Mom was making dinner, I went ahead and whipped up a batch of jam and got that all prepared and packaged up perfectly in time for dinner to start. And after dinner, we went ahead, cleaned everything up, and now it's time for evening farm chores, which the men are outside doing right now. And it is very much late. It has been a big day. So much for a day of resting. But the ranch must go on. And so here we are at the end of a very busy resting day, and some great stories and memories to take from it. So I hope you've enjoyed this lovely story time. And I'm going to turn out this light and head to bed now. We'll see you again soon, and be looking forward to that next video. Hopefully we'll have some less busy days coming up. I'd love for you guys to see the next video coming out later this week, so stay tuned.
I guess that the world has moved on, and uncertainties are now gone. Some for the best and some for the worst. There's a new kind of wisdom being disclosed. I guess time never stands still, and I know that and it never will. But I miss the old ways and I miss the old days as we're looking back over the hill, looking back over a lifetime, looking back over again. It wasn't so bad, those times that we had together as two way back when. Looking back over the memories, looking back still